So it was announced this morning that Dan Wootton has had his contract with the Daily Mail to write is it twice weekly column for them. It's been terminated, he's gone. I think his career at GB News is also over. There's a disciplinary for Lawrence Fox between him and them this Friday, and even he has said on his Twitter account that it's all over. He expects to get the chop, and I think it'll be the same for Dan Wootton, because both are now seen as too toxic, even though, put it into context, what Lawrence Fox said on the Dan Wootton show on GB News was that he didn't fancy Ava Santina or Ava Evans, whatever the hell she calls herself. Now, this Ava Evans is doing the rounds on the mainstream media, television, radio and the papers, crying about what Lawrence Fox said. She is the victim of misogyny, and she feels sick about it. And the mainstream media, of course, they are lapping it up because it is GB News, because it's Dan Wootton, and because it's Lawrence Fox. They hate all three, and they want all three gone, and this is the perfect opportunity for that to happen, and they're all working together to ensure their demise. But just to be clear here, just in case you don't know who this Anna Santina or Anna Evans is, now remember, she is crying and making a lot of noise about the fact that Lawrence Fox effectively said that he didn't fancy her, and that's it. That was the whole premise of what Lawrence Fox said on that programme. Yet this is the same Ava Evans who said, and I quote on Twitter, back on the 19th of January 2022, and this tweet is still up, "I will continue to wear my mask on the tube to protect myself from the most powerful virus of them all, men," end quote. Now, I've known of this Ava Santina for a while, and I've suspected she's a bit of a man-hater, and this confirms it to me. I think she's a misandrist. Now, in my opinion, a misandrist is the opposite to a misogynist, but far worse, because a misandrist hates men with a passion. And remember, Lawrence Fox said on that programme with Dan Wootton on GB News, questioning who would shag, which is a British term for having sex, with this woman. And yet there are a string of tweets by this Ava Evans, replying to men, "I'm not going to shag you, mate. Lawrence isn't going to shag you, mate. I'm not going to shag you, pal. I live by a church that has been ringing bells since 9 a.m. Please, how do I make it stop? He's not going to shag you." And so it goes on. There are quite a few of these tweets where she is being hateful towards men simply because they're men, and saying she won't shag them or they're unshaggable, which is exactly what Lawrence Fox said to her. But for some reason, because Lawrence Fox said it and it was on GB News on Dan Wootton's show, it's wrong, isn't it? And she's crying about it. What a hypocrite. And sadly, life in general, never mind the mainstream media, is full of not only women but men like this as well. Hypocritical people who will ruin your life for doing as you do, but they're not allowed to because you don't like them. And there we go, that's my tuppence. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And until the next time, Roger Trout.